Representative Nelson was elected to District 38 in 2006 and subsequently has been re-elected. He is the chair of the Insurance and Banking Subcommittee. He also serves on Economic Affairs Committee, Government Ops, Appropriations Subcommittee, Joint Legislative Audit Committee, the Select Committee on Water Policy. He earned his BS in Ornamental Horticulture from the University of Florida in 1979 and is an insurance agent by trade. Representative Nelson is married to Debbie Nelson and they have 2 children. Representative Nelson.
Thank you, Carol. Gosh, what an interesting year we're coming up on. Last year was pretty difficult in trying to meet the demands that Florida has with the limited resources, and just kind of looking back and then looking forward. We started the year with about a $4 billion, and we were $4 billion in the hole. And the governor wanted to put another $1 billion into a reserve fund, rainy day fund, which we didn't have. And we also then had to look at funding Medicaid, which is kind of the 800-pound gorilla in the room, for an additional $1 billion. So when you take all that, it's about a $6 billion shortfall that we had to meet last year, which is almost 10% of our total revenue coming in the state. So a very difficult year as far as trying to budget that kind of losses that we've had this year or last year. So I think we did an adequate job. I don't think we funded everything that everybody would like us to fund. I think we did what we had to do, which was to balance the budget. And I think what was really nice is we look at what's happened to the federal government. We here in the state government, although we didn't get upgraded our debt, we've got a positive outlook from a negative. So things are looking up as far as financially for the state of Florida. Going into next year, we got some numbers from Amy Baker. Looks like we're going north, but then she was kind of hesitant with gas prices. Now we're maybe sinking into a second recession, that maybe the $375 million that she had projected would be an increase this year we might not reach that. So anyway, my best projections are we'll probably be hopefully even. I'd love to say we'll be even with a budget year this going into redistricting. That's going to be the big area that we have to look at this year, is how do we get our districts all lined up. Hopefully it won't take as much time as it has in the past, although I've not been a part of that process. So that has to be done, as well as meet the budget needs. For areas that I'm kind of interested in, by being chairman of insurance and banking, a big one I know the governor's now gotten fully engaged in, along with the CFO, and it has to do with PIP, auto insurance reform. For folks that are living in some of the crime-ridden neighborhoods, Tampa's got an area, Orlando, Miami, some of the bigger metropolitan areas, PIP insurance in the last 6 or 7 years has gone up close to 100% in some of those areas. Florida now has 4 of the top 10 cities in the country as it relates to PIP fraud. So we really want to address that issue, that the folks that can least afford the auto insurance are the ones that are getting hit the hardest with these increases. So we want to really come out with a bold statement, bold bill that will take a look at those issues and hopefully reduce auto insurance premiums by, my projections are north of $1 billion. So we really want to take a look at all the cost drivers that are, as it relates to PIP. Another one you've just seen in the news today on the Orlando Business Journal has to do with workers' comp premiums going up about 9%. Part of that has to do with moral hazards, as more unemployed people out there, sometimes what could have been an unemployment compensation issue turns into a workers' comp issue. One of the things we want to take a look at, which we didn't get, it was vetoed 2 years ago by Governor Chris. We didn't get it through the House and the Senate this year, but has to do with drug repackaging. There's some folks that are making a lot of money on drugs that you could buy at Walmart for $4 for a 30-day supply, that they're making 8-10 times that amount of money. And we feel like it's about a 2.5% of the premiums are going toward this lucrative business. So we feel like if we can close that loophole, we could reduce premiums or if they go up 9%, we could take out, a third of those increases with those costs. So hopefully we'll get that done. The last thing I'll say is we still have some issues with property insurance as it relates to citizens. If you've seen some of the articles in the paper about the sinkhole claims have just taken over, stripped away a lot of the premiums that we've started to build up reserves from, and hopefully we'll see some results from the bill that we passed last year. So thank you all for having me here today.